you see the rectangle there. It's 6 yards by 10 yards. And you're saying to yourself, I know how to get the area of that rectangle. And you do. Base times height. Area equals base times height. You do 10 times 6. And you know that area is in units squared. So you say 60 yards squared. But what if I broke up this rectangle and I made it two triangles? What then? Well, you can probably recognize that these two triangles are congruent to each other. Congruent meaning they have the same size, same shape. If you don't believe me, check this out. We know it's a rectangle, right? So if it's a rectangle, this side has to be congruent to this side. So that side's the same, right, on that triangle. And this side has to be congruent to this side because it's a rectangle. Opposite sides are congruent, opposite sides are parallel. We know that. And then obviously, this third side is going to be, since it's the same side for both triangles, it's going to be congruent to itself, right? So that's what makes these triangles congruent to each other. So if those triangles are congruent to each other, if we wanted to find just the area of this one triangle, it would just be half the area of the rectangle. 60 yards divided by 2, or 60 yards squared divided by 2 would be 30 yards squared. So when we talk about a triangle, just remember the formula for a triangle is base times height divided by 2. You might also see that written another way. You might see it written like this, base times height over 2. And you can see that over 2 right there. It reminds you of fractions, right? One final way you might see it written, you might see 1/2 base times height. And if you remember with fractions, when we did division of fractions, remember keep change reciprocal or keep change flip, we would change division to multiplication. So 1/2 we're multiplying here with base and height, and then flip this over. And if you flip over, this is really 2 over 1, right? Because 2 divided by 1 is still 2. If you flip this over, it's 1/2. So that's kind of how the formula comes together here. So 1/2 base times height, or more simply, base times height divided by 2. So we'll just look at one example here. And remember, with these, just like with parallelograms, the base meets the height at a right angle. That's the hangout spot for all these things. All right, so we're saying that the height is 4 centimeters, the base is 6 centimeters. So what's that formula again? It's not something you need to memorize necessarily, but it would be nice. That formula is base times height divided by 2. And I just want to draw your attention to this. It's maybe the biggest wolf that I have the opportunity to see. That divided by 2 right there, people always forget about it because they just think of a rectangle all the time. So yes, base times height divided by 2. So what's the base times height? It's 24 here, 24 centimeters squared. So we get that part. 6 times 4 is 24. 24 divided by 2 would be 12 centimeters squared. So that's how we get the answer there. For any triangle, just do base times height divided by 2, and you find the area.